interacting with suspects, things of that nature.
Yes.
Okay. So do you recall any events from the incident in question?
Yes.
Okay, can you share with me what you
You,
recall from the
you,
incident
you
or
got a
in the
call
court?
cap. It's breaking up. Call cap.
Second.
Now, what was your question again?
Okay. I was. You said you do recall events from the incident.
Yes.
Okay, and by the incident, I'm referring to incident 2242 times three. So, can you share with the court your memory of the event?
Sure. I have no problem. We responded from dispatch on a 1013 over there. I think it was don't remember exactly the post. But I know when I pulled up, we had lights and sirens on blasting. I couldn't even hear the boosie that I was listening to. And then, so I turned, like, when we pulled up, so I see Mr. Senor Chapo. He was wearing all blue with his gun out. We pulled up a little closer to him and said, and yelled out the window, put the gun down, put the gun down. He didn't. He aimed that motherfucker. I'm sorry, Sergeant. He
Yeah, ain't
aimed
that
it and began to shoot at us. I was ducking, I was dodging, I was scared for my life. And then I had two other officers in there. I was scared because one of them just had a baby, and I was scared he wasn't gonna make it home to his kid.
Okay. Um, I guess that's all the questions that I have for Officer Blickdown at this moment. If I could, I'd want to bring up the driver
No,
of the vehicle from the incident, if that's
it was
possible.
me.
Okay, so you were the driver.
Yes, sir. I was listening to
Okay.
that boosie.
Okay, one moment.
Hey, damn. Come on. Who's this all with?
Police.
Okay. Damn. My shit.
Miss
This shit.
You sit down, bro.
Judge, Your Honor, can I please say something real quick?
Yes,
We have
ma'am.
we have a big crip that's intimidating the witness via Twitter.
Okay.
A
Give me
big
one
a big
second,
crip.
defense.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Chapo,
Yes, Your Honor.
is that a crip chain you have on?
No, this is actually my uncle. He's in a wheelchair and he had passed
Okay,
away.
well, what I want you to know is that I was in GIU before I was a judge. I know
Okay.
that's a crip chain. Why is there a big crip threatening this witness?
I don't know. I don't know about any Big Crip. I don't know who he is. So
Okay. All
Judge,
right. Well,
he's been arrested with
since
Mr. Big Crit before. That's a
and
lie.
I believe Mr. Big Crip came down to represent you. Sit down for a second, son. It's all right.
okay.
All right, defense. You got
Okay.
anything?
To
Okay, go
carry.
ahead. Finish.
Yeah, since he is the driver, I didn't realize
Who
from
the
the
fuck
footage
getting
that he
locked
was the
up?
driver of the vehicle in question.
Bro.
Um, so just looking over the footage once again, you well before we get into the footage, another I guess I have some more questions. So,
Somebody
do
sitting
you
right here next to you.
recall what the incident was that you were arriving to
Slide over a little
concerning
bit.
the shots fired?
Yes.
Okay, so
I'm trying to, bro. My
just
shit
just
fucked up.
reviewing the footage once again, when you and the other officers involved in this incident arrive on the scene, the lights and sirens weren't on the vehicle. Now, you did initiate the lights and sirens on the vehicle once on the scene, but from the perspective of somebody on the scene, they would not have seen the lights and sirens, you know, until you were right next to it. Also, when you arrive on the scene, you and the other officers, there's no mention of being LSPD or FIB or any form of government official.
FIB, sir.
What's that?
I'm not FIB.
Well, no, I'm just using that as an example. You know, like if you are a law enforcement official, so when you arrive on scene, you know, to let people know your authority, you announce what affiliation you have, being LSPD, FIB, or whatever squad.
Hey, keep putting it in the air. Your ass gonna get 500 months.
To the suspects or whoever you may be trying to
you think he
apprehend.
lying? What?
Who you are, so they know how to act. If they don't act accordingly,
I'm in my head.
So, just reviewing the footage.
How you gonna tell me?
You and the other officers pull onto the
Who that
scene
talking to me? Who that?
without lights and sirens. You do
I did,
initiate
what's
the
the
lights and sirens once on scene.
Before it, okay.
Who on trial? Is your homie?
Before he shot at us?
Said who?
Well,
on trial?
I'm not gonna say whether they were or not. I'm just reviewing the footage. But the main thing that I'm focusing on
funky,
is
what?
The announcement of authority.
Wow.
So even though you may be in a vehicle that has red and blue lights,
Hey, y'all don't want to go to
that
jail.
doesn't necessarily make you the police. You know, police vehicles get stolen, citizen vehicles get stolen all the time. So just because a vehicle pulls onto a scene with lights and sirens doesn't mean that it's the police. There's been numerous incidents around the city where police vehicles have been stolen and they've been used to commit crimes. Is that fair to say?
Objection, Your Honor. We need an asked and answer question, please.
Yeah. Sustained. I'm gonna need you to go ahead and answer questions only, okay?
Okay, so I'll ask in answers. I'll ask some more questions. So just to clarify, you did not announce that you were law enforcement when you arrived on the scene.
So when you say announcement, them sirens announced it enough for me, sir. Lights and
I
sirens.
want you to clarify. Are you asking him, did he verbally announce?
Right. That was my next. So did you verbally, you or the other officers verbally announce your authority on the scene?
I don't recall.
Okay, you don't recall. Well, based on if you don't recall, you know.
Objection. Objection, Your Honor. He answered the question. Move on to your next question, counselor.
Okay. And then also after there were shots fired at the vehicle, you and the other officers went down the road. Now, how can you, or I guess I should say, are you saying that you maintained eyesight of the individual the entire interaction?
The entire interaction, no, sir, but we did see him hop in the car.
Okay, so you did see, you are saying you saw him get in the car.
I seen when he shot at me and my cadets. We turned around to go get some cover. We moved so we could get cover. And he shot at the back of us. Real no threat to him. You know, so we could try to get cover. Once that happened, we go back.
Nigga, I know how to fucking sit down, nigga. My shit tweaking.
And I see him get in the car. Yes, sir.
So you're saying when you
niggas heads in the pot.
You saw him get in the car.
I think our heads in the pot.
I believe that's what he just stated, counselor.
Well, he's saying he saw him get in the car. I'm asking when.
Prosecutor, I need you to not interrupt him, man. If you have an objection, object. But I need you to allow him to speak.
Like I said, I seen him get in the car, sir.
I want to do.
I understand you're saying you saw him in the car. I'm just
Objection, Your Honor. He answered the question.
After we turned back around,
Ask the question. You answer the question, please.
Cop will be smoking up the new
after we
bitch.
turned around and went back.
And how was the cop smoking in court?
Cars are bulletproof. He was shooting at the back.
Right. Okay, so
once I had my vehicle pointed towards him, I was safe. My cadets were safe.
Officer smoking in the courtroom is crazy.
I'm just asking questions. So
say a little bit louder.
Like you just said.
Hey, don't smoke that in here,
shots fired at the back.
But the cop smoking a cigarette.
You and the other officers fled from that area for your safety. Okay, so during that time,
y'all might want to go check on y'all people, PD.
Fleeing from that scene right there,
in the courtroom, bro.
are you saying
What's your name,
that
officer?
you still maintain visual contact with the suspect? I'm asking you a question. I'm saying when you fled
Objection.
from the
You're
scene of the
Wait,
shots
wait,
fired.
wait. Let him ask the question.
he's repeating the
Listen to
same
He
question.
said he didn't understand.
Ask it in a different way so he can understand it.
Okay,
You
so
answer it.
Are you
Prosecutor,
asking
allow him to answer.
did I have
Might as well work.
contact,
Might as well get you a
eyesight
badge
of him the whole time?
right.
Just say that.
Okay, that's what I'm asking. Did you maintain eye contact or whatever you
Eyesight.
would like to call it, eyesight?
Well, do
So,
that.
smelly ass down.
Okay.
like I stated
Thank you.
before.
Well, before you said you did. That's why I kept asking
No,
questions.
My bad, my nigga. I know I ain't
Okay,
been
okay,
watching
that's
that for
fine.
a few days. I'm in trapping.
That's fine.
You guys
So
just keep it down, bro,
just to
please.
clarify, you said you did lose visual of the suspect during part of the interaction.
Yes, because I was looking
Hey
for
man, let me
cover
get some
to
water
shot
in this
at.
bitch.
Okay, that's all I was asking.
Oh fuck, nigga, you don't need no water.
Let me just
Fake
make
ass
sure
chain.
that's everything.
I would like to
Hated ass
cross-examine the
nigga.
witness when he's finished, Your Honor.
Your bitch ass up.
I'm gonna ask.
Y'all be
you
quiet, man.
that
Be
when
quiet.
she's
Be quiet.
done, ma'am.
Okay.
Fuck PD.
Yo, can you guys
Say
Okay,
hello.
please?
that's all I have right now, Your Honor.
All right.
It smell like bacon.
Prosecutor, you want to
Damn.
examine the witness?
Fuck you
Yes.
tased me for?
Don't do that
The
again.
fuck?
Stop talking in here.
Fuck your weird ass tased me for, bro?
Free my
Nah,
boy.
you
Bro,
wrong,
I thought
Judge.
you was
Get
talking.
his
You
ass
wanna
up out
go?
of here. Get his ass out of here.
Fuck you tased me for? I heard him say it smell like bacon.
What that nigga head is?
Okay.
What's up?
No.
Mr. Blickdown, you were good. How you doing?
She
All
bad.
right. Were you driving the vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
So, would you say it's impossible for you to look behind you and and to keep a visual of a suspect while driving?
Well, I wouldn't say it's impossible because I have a rear view mirror. And then I seen him for a little while, and I seen when he ran. That's when I turned around, so I could get in good, have my car facing him because I have cars that are equipped with bulletproof windshields.
Okay. I mean, and that's fair. So you could have captured him in your rearview mirror. Okay.
Yeah, I seen
You
him
also
when
were
he
driving. How many other officers were in the car?
Two.
Okay. So it's possible that even though you did not keep a visual of them, that those other officers was able to keep a visual of
Yes,
the
ma'am.
suspect. Okay. All right. Also, when you pulled up to the scene, were your sirens and lights on?
I recall having them on, but the event said I didn't. But
It's just
as
a yes
far
or
as
no. I think we all looked at the body cam. We all seen that they were on. I just need a yes or no answer.
Oh yes.
Okay. Also, in the middle of someone pointing a gun with you, because, okay, hold on. Let me rephrase my question. All right. So, did you announce to yourself as LSPD?
right.
Verbally,
Yo.
he said no
You
ma'am,
ready
I
to
did
get
not.
out of here? You
But
Okay.
my license
Nah,
siren.
that's all we
Hold on.
good. We good.
Just a yes or no question. I'm gonna get to
Tony,
I'm
you
gonna
a
get to the next
bitch.
question. Why wasn't it possible for you to announce yourself, Mr. Blickdown?
Yo.
I was getting shot at.
Okay, that's a fair enough question. I mean, I would like to address this court. If I'm pulling up to a scene of a crime and I have my lights and sirens on, and someone has a illegal handgun pointed at me and is shooting at me, I think it would be impossible, Your Honor, for someone to immediately say, "Hey, this is LSPD."
Objection.
On what grounds?
I'm not sure what grounds to call it, but for one, she said she's pulling up to a scene of shots fired with the lights and sirens on. That's allegedly, because that's kind of the point that we're arguing right now. And then also she's saying something's impossible to do. When the officers arrived on scene, one of the officers did say, "Put your weapon down." So if you would have just said
Right.
LSP,
Wait. Sustain. Prosecutor, I want you to leave your personal opinion out of it, and I want you to,
Okay.
you're saying things are impossible. That's not technically true. So
Okay.
I agree.
Okay, but Judge, I would like to add that, they pulled up in sirens with light. that is what is seen in the footage. Also, you see them saying put a weapon down. So, in the midst of them saying put a weapon down, they may have not yelled LSPD, but in the midst of maybe they didn't get the opportunity, judge, because they had been shot at soon as they told the suspect to put the weapon away. So that's the only argument that I'm trying to make here, as far as, and I'm like, not trying to be funny, but if a police officer or a police vehicle is pulling up on a scene and telling you to put your weapon away, I'm curious to why the defendant didn't.
May I comment?
I'll step down.
I'm finished with that witness, Your Honor. If you would like to call another witness.
Defense, you have another witness.
Gonna take a recess, Judge.
Yeah, we're definitely.
Yes, I'd like to bring to the
Before we bring up another
stand.
witness, though.
Say that again.
I would like to bring Trey Jones to the stand.
Can I get Trey Jones sworn in, please?
Where's Trey Jones? Oh, that's all.
What the fuck on my way, nigga?
Free top
Jones,
man.
oh, you got 10. Mr. Jones, on the testimony you finna give, you swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, so help us God.
Think about shout so we can hear you.
Yes. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Mr. Jones.
All right. Cool. Hold on 1 second. Let me turn this off 1 second. All right. Go ahead.
All right, Mr. Jones, I'm Christopher Turk. So, just a few questions. How long have you been on force?
This time around, I've been back for a few days now.
Okay, so you've been on the.
You all right, sir?
I'm confused by your answer.
I left.
Every time you were.
I took a leave of absence. My grandmother caught cancer, so I was gone for a while. Now I'm back.
Okay, so you've had previous experience as an officer.
Correct.
Okay. I guess in your entire career, how long have you been on the force?
About a year.
Okay, about a year. Okay, so do you consider yourself familiar with the procedures of being a police officer? Okay. So, do you recall any of the events that occurred with this incident?
Slightly. I deal with a lot of calls, so I checked the body cam, so I got a little refresher. So go ahead with your question.
Okay. During this interaction, where were you?
In the back seat. If you seen the body cam footage, I was the one who got out the back car and subdued the second suspect.
Okay. So during this interaction, it's pretty much the same question. Do you feel that you maintained a visual on the suspect the entire incident?
I was in the back seat. I wasn't driving, so I was able to keep my head on the swivel the whole time.
Okay. So even with bullets flying through the back of your windshield, you were somehow able to maintain a visual on the suspect?
Yes, that back windshield is bulletproof, sir.
Okay, so just to clarify, is the front windshield bulletproof or the back windshield?
I believe they both are.
Okay.
That's why the cage is on the back.
Okay. And then, did you announce yourself verbally on the scene at all as law enforcement?
Are you asking why when we pulled up? No, I wasn't able to because he started shooting at us as soon as we turned the corner.
Okay, so
He was going that man watch time. This nigga fucking Jack.
Slap this shit fast, but
You tell you who you shoot. Tell me. He tried to. He tried to do. Tell me. Oh, tell me.
my shit's number one. Number two.
tell?
Yeah, because you know the officer that had submitted the evidence of the body cam is
Okay. Okay.
so that's one of the main issues with this whole entire case.
Got you.
Hey Turk, man, you're doing a great job, bro. Appreciate you so much, bro.
Keep it up, Turk.
No
Nah,
problem.
for
No
real,
problem.
you're doing a great job, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to work on some stuff, and then I was in here earlier. They were discussing something about the evidence, so I'm gonna bring that up to the
Ah.
to see,
Yeah, because the
you know,
evidence that is submitted
it's altered.
is also altered, and the like I said, he's not on the MDWs, so
Can I
he's
see the
not
What was
on
the
evidence?
the
last part?
it's on the MDW report. Is the officer that submitted the evidence for this specific case is not on the MDW report. His name is not on there, so I don't see how his evidence is valid. Cause look at the MDW one more time and see if his name is on there. It just says Blickdown and Trey Jones, right? Yeah, so Blickdown never submitted any evidence except for my pockets, I believe. But
You
the
straight
other
then.
officer sitting next to him. Yeah, he's not
Ready to
on the
get the
report.
fuck out, nigga.
Sex, you're doing an awesome job. Keep it up.
But yeah, you're doing a great job so far.
You can't bring none of them things back in. You can't bring none of them pokers back in. Yeah, bring some back. I'll buy a couple.
What up, my boy Earl?
What's the word?
Alright, bet. I don't even know why he took you to jail for anyway. I thought that wasn't you, for real, for real.
Hey, sir, I'm sure you probably, you feel me? I just gotta make sure you got nothing on you.
Harlem, what the word, gang?
What it is, Brody?
What's up with you? You see me? I'm trying to, you know.
Dog trying to be his case. I feel you.
You feel me?
Hey, I know you guys probably flew out here, but you mind if I just check to make sure you guys got nothing here in the photo?
Yes, sir. Hold on.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you can and will be used to put off.
Hey, you need to go check that.
Hey, come here. Come here.
Feel like I'm free.
We back in this bitch, man.
My fault.
Superpowers.
You got a stutter.
Black vest ass nigga.
That nigga long. That nigga
PJ,
big toe
why
long.
this black vest ass nigga talking to me like this? Black vest ass nigga, man.
Alright. Alright, I see it. What's we get back to the station, nigga? Beat the shit out you, Blick. Talk about my black vest, about to get a black eye, nigga. We getting all the court cases though. This shit turned about. Like we fucking the streets up.
Can I talk to you for a second? Come back here.
What's going on, sir? I can help.
Hey, PJ.
Roman, you already got my number.
Come here real quick.
Man, shut your black vest
You do?
wearing ass up.
You knew,
Hey, TJ,
you knew me when I was legit.
Back to the station. Oh my god.
I do have your number. Okay. I just don't have it stored under 911. I'm sorry.
Oh, so.
You good, bro. You good. Just take a seat.
All right. Sorry. Shit.
My bad.
Squeeze through here. Got you.
Give me time.
Oh my god.
No cap.
What size you want us on? Alright, Yeah, we were just standing here making sure everybody's safe.
No, you don't got. They can talk. They just can't be being rude. Shit.
Nah, they're very disruptive.
Oh, okay. They okay.
Yeah. We making sure. We making sure.
None of that shit up there.
I think Oliver in his head.
Nah, he with them. You have to talk to D Money about this nigga.
I mean, what's up?
Oh, okay, bet.
What's going on? What's happening?
I know niggas sick.
Oh, all right, bet. Shit, I just sat my ass down somewhere.
Me and Nigel over here. We gonna control the courtroom. Sure, y'all.
Oh yeah, nah, I'm sitting down.
We gonna make sure the courtroom is nice and quiet.
My man.
Yeah. Yo,
What's going on, G?
shit, I didn't expect that. I was on my phone too, so I couldn't even see you join.
Yeah, bro. I've just been talking to Calvin. He should be joining soon. We're on a different PC. There he is.
Oh shit, nice, bro. Fucking, you're just lounging, eh?
Chilling, G.
That's what's up. That's a vibe.
Chilling.
Your pocket's fucking up.
Calvin, what's
Beautiful
up, homie?
day.
It's a vibe.
It's a vibe.
I didn't give me none of dripping down that thigh.
Yeah. Hey. That's what's up. What the fuck?
His Wi-Fi's playing up.
I really want to see this quote. I want to see how y'all can quote this.
What's going on, though, Joey?
Chilling, bro. Just saying, when are you guys back in? You're really vacationing right now.
In the Bahamas, G. Chilling in the Bahamas.
How do I put my camera on, G? Okay.
This nigga's in bed. This guy's in bed, huh?
I'm chilling. My PC's right here, though, like, so I can just, like, scoot over.
Oh, fire. Yeah. Hey, we got that bid gang on lock, huh?
Yo, I haven't really shown face, eh? Like,
Not really, just the videos.
Yeah. Fuck, I was feeling myself
There you go.
today. I'm like, fuck it. Might as well. Calvin,
Trey, turn your
baby.
video on, nigga.
Trey's probably fucking that chopper you see right there. He's probably shooting that bitch somewhere right now, man. He's been in here for a bit. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah,
but shit, I'm high as fuck.
Damn, I'm waiting on a reel.
Me too. I felt bad for Gus because he didn't have no weed, so he had to go get a twisted tea or something. And that boy drinking isn't a good thing, bro.
Damn. Is that where you gonna get the young boy going?
Yeah, he's gonna start blinking the fucking 9. Yeah, that's a fat buster, G.
You rogue.
Appreciate it, bro.
Now I know you're capping, bro. I knew you since you were jit, bro. You know I'm good, bro.
Used to hold my gun.
That's a lie. I only touch guns with my name on it, bro.
Can we find out and start an investigation on you?
I swear y'all won't find anything. Y'all can waste your time if you want to. I want y'all to, bro. We'll probably become closer friends because you guys will see that I'm clean.
Roman bought some guns off my pop.
That's a lie.
Big caps, big plus extra shit.
Never carried a class 2 weapon in my life.
Everybody ready to get started. We're ready.
There's a reason why Earl checked everybody,
Chill
but
out,
not
gang.
me.
Chill out.
To see if
Yeah,
trust me.
I'm ready if you are, Judge. I was. Yeah. We gonna swear him back in again?
Yep.
Another one.
They doing to her?
Mr. Trey, do you
Can you
swear
hear
to tell the truth?
Is it
Hold on,
cap?
I'm tripping. Yeah, I can hear you. Mr. Trey, on the testimony you finna give, do you swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, and only the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you, sir. Kind of messed it up, but with no speaker.
All right, so we'll just start again. How long have you been on the force?
About a year.
Okay, and do you feel you know the policies and the procedures as a law enforcement officer?
Yes, I do.
Okay, do you recall any events from the incident?
Yes.
Okay, would you like to share that with the court? What you recall?
So we pulled up. We arrived. I'm not sure the postal. We arrived at a 1013, which is a shots fired. Once we hit the corner, we observed a gentleman with a Class 2 weapon out. One of my other officers screamed out, "Put the gun down," and he started firing at us. We drove down the street a little bit and then turned around, and then we pulled back up to the scene and subdued the suspect.
Okay. When you arrived on scene, did you announce yourself as any type of law enforcement?
Me, myself, no, I wasn't able to.
Okay, and did you hear any other officers announce themselves as law enforcement?
As law enforcement, no.
Okay. And then also, you say during the incident there were shots fired and you left from the area and then you returned. So
We didn't
during
fully
that,
leave the area, no.
okay, so how far would you say you went?
About a block, I would say, not even about a half a block before we turned around.
Okay, just to clarify, is it half a block or a whole block?
About a half a block.
Okay, half a block. And during this part of the incident where you were half a block away, and you had fled from the shots fired, did you maintain a visual on the suspect?
Yes.
Okay. And the visual was through the back windshield?
Correct.
Okay. Now also, what type of vehicle would you say that you and the other officers were in?
I believe it's a Challenger.
Challenger.
I'm not too good with car names, so.
Okay, that's fine. Just for the record, it's a Charger, a 4-door Charger sedan.
All right.
And then how would you describe the I guess visual of the vehicle, like the outside, the exterior? How did it look? How does that vehicle you guys were in look? Is that
It's an all-black 4-door, sir.
Okay, so all black vehicle. Man, what about the windows on the vehicle? Are they see-through? Are they tinted? How does it look?
Hello. They're PD issued tinted windows.
Okay, so it's dark tint. You can't see through it.
No, I can see you. I can
But
see
somebody
perfectly
from the
fine out of the window.
No, I'm saying from the exterior, like somebody trying to look inside, they can't see inside, right?
No, you can see a little bit, yeah. If you're by the vehicle, yes, you can see it.
Okay. I think that's all the questions I have for this officer.
All right. Prosecutor, do you want to cross-examine?
Sure. All right. Hi, Mr. Trey Jones. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, I'm gonna start off with a few questions. When you arrived on scene, what did you see?
I saw the defendant over there running around the street with the Class 2 weapon.
Okay. And
Objection.
what's his objection?
He's saying that he saw this my client there, and I don't see any proof of that yet.
Can you first of all, think about shout?
I'm shouting.
Okay.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Your voice box is a little fuzzy.
Sorry about that. But like I was saying, he's pointing out my client as saying that he saw him. He could say he saw a suspect, but how can he say that it's my client?
Because he apprehended him after he shot him, I believe. And that's how he knows who he was on the
Y'all
scene.
him, sir?
That's going to be overruled.
Okay. Okay. So after you seen the when you guys were in the car and you pulled up on the scene, were the sirens and the lights on? Mr.
Yes,
Jones?
ma'am.
Okay. And did someone shout from the vehicle for the defendant to put the gun down?
Yes, I believe it was 2 times before the defendant opened fire.
Okay. My next question is, how do you normally say announce yourself? Do you say, hey, if you see someone carrying a gun, do you say, hey, put your gun down, this is LSPD, or this is LSPD, put your gun down? Or does it matter?
A lot of the times it's in the heat of the moment, so it can be either way. Sometimes it's LSPD, put your gun down, or it's put your gun down, LSPD.
Okay. So when the person shouted, "Put your gun down," and was trying to acknowledge that they were the police, what happened when the person said, "Put your gun down"?
He opened fire on the vehicle.
So he wasn't able to finish stating that this was LSPD because in the moment that he said, "Put the gun down," the gun was fired
Correct.
at the car?
Correct.
Okay. Do I have any other questions? And what was your mind on once that car had been shot at? What were your emotions? What were you and your fellow? Well, what were your emotions? I'll ask them.
I was just trying to protect myself and my fellow officers at that moment.
Okay, and then once you subdued the suspect, what were your intentions basically in the situation?
He was down, so the first thing we do is we get him to the hospital.
Okay,
for medical treatment.
Okay, and once he was at the hospital, did you guys identify?
Correct.
Okay, and you arrested him on scene. You got him medical treatment. Sound like y'all was doing a really good job of making sure he was well taken care of, even though he had, shot at you guys.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then you took him, to the precinct, and that's when you charged him. And after you charged him, what happened?
He was sent off to prison, as far as I know.
Okay. So are you aware that he was released on bail?
No, not that part. I'm still in training right now for a state trooper. So once
you
they're
aren't
doing
aware.
all of that,
Okay.
yeah, nope, I'm in the background.
All right, that's fine. No further questions, Your Honor.
All right. All right, you can step down, son.
Okay, I'd like to bring to the stand Paul Johnson.
Mr. Johnson.
Mr. Johnson, on the testimony you about to give, do you swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth? Shall I help us God?
Yes, sir.
All right, you sworn in, Judge.
All right, have a seat, son.
All right, Mr. Johnson. So, how long have you been on the force?
I've been on the force a couple of months.
Okay, so 2, 3.
We'll say around 2 to 3.
Okay, 2 to 3.
Oh shit.
Do you feel you know the policies and procedures as a law enforcement agent or officer?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Do you recall the events from this incident?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Would you like to share that with the court?
So we responded to calls of 1013, and Mr. Chapo was seen brandishing a Class 2, and as we pulled up, lights and sirens were on, and as I tried to get out, put the weapon down, LSPD, in the middle of that, I was shot at. He shot multiple bullets into the vehicle. We went, I want to say, maybe a half a block. I had my eyes on him the entire time. We turned around, and then we returned fire. He was hit. He was taking a pill for, medical attention. He went through a successful surgery, and then he was sent. We transported him to the jail. He was sent to prison.
Okay. Did you announce yourself as law enforcement when you arrived on the scene?
As I arrived,
verbally or in any manner?
As I arrived, I was trying to say, put the weapon down, LSPD, in the middle of me saying...
It's just not to interrupt you, but it's just yes or no. Did you announce yourself or
no? No.
Okay, thank you. So you're saying that also during the shots fired part of the interaction, the vehicle went about half a block away from the scene, and you maintained visual with the suspect the entire time. That's what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. Now also, when the vehicle left the scene and returned to the scene, and there was some confusion about who was in the area.
The vehicle.
From the footage, well, I got a question coming. So from the footage, you could hear, I believe it is Officer Blickdown say, "Where is his man's at?" Now, just out of curiosity, do you think that there was visual loss on the suspect?
No, I have my eyes open the entire time, and the
Right here.
I know that text you sent me about being a great judge wasn't trying to butter me up on it. Okay. All right. Just making sure.
Okay, just for the record, what's your name? Okay, and how long have you been
Could you think
a
about shout,
medical
please?
professional? How long have you been a medical professional?
I've been working at Pillbox for about 8-9 months.
8-9 months. Okay. So you would say that you are fit to diagnose citizens with
Objection, Your Honor.
conditions?
On what ground?
We wasn't given proper notice about this witness.
I'm pretty sure you guys didn't discuss the witness list at all. I'm pretty sure.
No, but normally, the police usually come. But like I said, we didn't. We would have to have our own time to, interview the witnesses real, like before trial, and this was like last minute.
So let me ask Doc one question. Doc, you didn't know you were gonna be called up here?
Not at all, sir.
So this was he said something and you were like, huh?
Literally, I was just sitting here, just here to support the city, support LSPD, support Cedar Chapel. I'll just try to be here, just to, just on my time off.
Okay, well you go sit down, son. I'm not gonna allow you to be used as a witness in this case.
Thank you, sir.
I don't know if you're just trying to do things on a whim here, or just trying to,
No,
wing it
I'm
in
doing what
court,
my
but-
client recommended. I don't know what happened there, but I'm lost as well.
Again, the evidence and lawyers and the prosecutor are also you should be given ample amount of time to go over the witness list, to get your questions together, maybe interview that witness for whatever reasons you have before, which is called a deposition. So the fact that you didn't do that and the prosecution was not aware of that, I cannot allow that
Understood.
witness. I'm sorry.
Understood.
Anybody else you may want to call?
Let me just can I take a moment and talk with my client?
Yes, of course.
Wanna,
Nah, you on the radio? No, you go ahead and take his ass to.
What?
You go ahead and get him right there in that suit, right there in the black. You 500.
Talking about this dude right here?
That's slap people.
I bet. Go ahead, stand up for me, sir. I ain't gonna ask again, bro. Go ahead, stand up for me, sir.
I'm not gonna come in court and play that shit. He just. Oh, I was about to say, did he just pop his head?
Follow me.
did you hear that, Judge? That officer called my client a criminal as he went past in court.
What?
I said that officer that just ran past with the I guess suspect in his hands, he called my client a criminal.
He wasn't talking to him, bro.
He said, "Excuse me, criminal," right when he went past my client.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna let him know he can't do that, sir.
Yeah, please let him know. That's
I'm
not.
about to
You
go
can't
let
do
him
that.
know right now.
All right, are you ready to continue?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. You have any other witnesses or any other evidence that you want to go over?
Um, no, Your Honor.
All right. Prosecutor.
Yeah, I would like to call Mr. Senior Chapo to the stand.
All right, Mr. Chapo. Other side for me, young man. Raise your hands for me. You swear that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, nothing but the truth. So help you God. I can't hear you if you talk.
I do.
All right, sit down for me.
All right. Hi, Mr. Chapo. How you doing today?
I'm doing all right, I guess.
Okay. I have a couple questions for you. My first question is, um, do you normally shoot at vehicles with police lights and sirens?
Objection.
That's a yes or no question.
No.
I objected, but go ahead.
On what
Was it?
ground?
Argumentative. She's asking him if he shoots at cars with lights and sirens without him being convicted of anything. Is that on his record?
I mean,
I'm
that's
pretty
not what.
sure it was just 1 second. Pretty sure
Okay.
it was just a question. He can answer yes or no.
No.
Next question.
All right. My next question. Um, why did you shoot at the officer's car?
Because in my perspective, I do suffer from PTSD. So, a lot of people do steal those police cars, the unmarked ones, and they do like to drive around the city and shoot people while they are inside of the car, just like your fellow officers had shot me in the back.
Okay. Oh, if you see a vehicle like that riding around, whatever, why wouldn't you just run and call the?
So you're asking me why wouldn't I run from a police car?
Yeah, I'm just if I was afraid. Well, let me rephrase that. I'm asking if you are so afraid and you have PTSD, and you're in a high crime area and you see that car riding around, why wouldn't you call the police? Like, why wouldn't you try to get yourself to safety and contact the police? Because that's what law enforcement is for, right? So why didn't you call the police?
I have uh I have a no answer to that question.
Okay. Um, why do you carry illegal weapons?
I found it on the ground, and I just I had it on me. So that's the only reason why I would have that gun on me. I found it. I wanted to look at it. Maybe put it up on my wall in my house just as decoration.
Mm, but you still happen. Okay, fair question. Hmm. Um. So when you pick up the guns, do they usually have bullets by them too?
No, I do work at the gun store. I am a ammunition boss, so
Hmm.
I do make 9 millimeters and I do make 4.5s as well.
Okay. What about 5.56s and 7.62s?
Um, is that
No,
related?
that was my next question. Be quiet, please.
Is that related to this case?
Objection. Yeah,
Yes.
objection.
Oh, hold on. Whoa. Prosecutor,
Hmm.
you saying "be quiet, please"
Oh, I
is
was talking
not
to.
necessary at all.
I'm sorry. I was talking to the voices over here, the side. So I'm sorry, Your Honor. So sorry.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. Again, uh, back to my question. So what about the 5.56s and the twos?
Is that related to this case that we're discussing?
Yes, as a matter of fact, you have 3 cases, sir, that we're
But
bringing forth.
is the current case that we're going over right now, is that related to this case?
I
Can you
mean, are
just
we?
answer the question, Mr. Chapo? Yes or no? Simply yes or no, young man.
All right, could you ask the question one more time?
Hey, bro,
My
you can sit down,
question
bro.
was, where did you get the 5.56s and the 7.62s?
I had found them in a dumpster.
Okay, you telling me you just walking around the streets and you're just finding all of these illegal handguns and bullets?
Objection.
I asked a question.
But what's the
On what
relevance?
grounds?
Relevance. She's asking about other incidents outside of this. If he finds things in alleys, what he does on
Sustained, it
his
has
free time.
nothing to do with the evidence, ma'am. Just ask him the questions. He can
He
either
just
answer them.
he just stated that he found a Tech 9, Judge.
I understand you're asking him about where he found these items, and where he found them does not matter. If he had them on him,
I mean, if
things
he's
like that.
stating that he found the Tech 9,
So basically, in my scenario, since I do work at the gun store, I do go around dumpster diving, looking for screws and looking for gun repair kits. So as I'm looking through the dumpsters, I did find those bullets, and I did keep them on me. Yes, you are correct about that. But I had no intentions to use them.
okay, intentions on using the guns or the gun in this case, why didn't you turn it into the police? Why did you keep it on your person? And I would think, as a person of a respectable gun store employee, that you would want to work, with the law. So my question is, why didn't you turn the gun in once you found it? Because it was an illegal
Well,
handgun.
as I said before, I do have PTSD, and my PTSD is due because of the police.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't do too much conversating with the police.
Mm.
So that's my statement.
So why don't you do too much conversating with the police?
Just because I would have no reason to.
Okay. So the police give you PTSD, but you don't have a reason to not like them?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. Do I have any other questions? So because I have more questions, but it's pertaining to the other cases, and we're supposed to be doing all of them today. So is that going to be the next case
It's gonna
once we
be
finish?
like right after. We're gonna bleed into it. If
Okay,
you're
we're
done
gonna
asking
okay.
questions about this,
Yep.
done with witnesses about this, we'll go
Yep.
right into it.
Okay, I'm done. I'm done, Your Honor.
Defense, would you like to ask your client any questions?
Yes, Your Honor. All right. So let me just get my notes together 1 second. So during this incident that you may or may not have been a part of, they were saying that there were shots fired and things of that nature. So just hypothetically, if you were in the area of a scene like that where there's shots fired in the area, and you may be potentially a victim or in danger, when a vehicle arrives on the scene, is darkly tinted, dark in color, no insignias or anything of that nature to announce that they're part of any type of organization. Does that make you nervous?
Yes.
Okay. And you said in the past you've had traumatic experiences being in the city and unmarked vehicles with dark tint pull up and may try to harm you. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so also you know, if we're gonna say that
Hey, when are y'all hungry?
this my client was there at the scene, so if you were at the scene, did you hear any talking from the vehicle when they pulled up in the area that you were in? Did you well first of all, did you hear any sirens in the area?
No.
Okay. And while you were on the street, did you see any lights or anything like that, red and blue lights?
While I was over there, I turned around and then I did hear the sirens. As soon as I turned around, it seems like they might have turned it on as soon as they got right behind me.
Right. Okay. Um, and after you saw those blue lights and they had the you heard a siren, was there any commands given to you, or was there any type of conversation had?
I heard someone say, "Put the gun up," and that was it.
Okay. Um, and at that time when the vehicle is pulling on the scene and you heard those comments made, um, did you feel threatened?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And just to clarify, what made you feel threatened about the vehicle and the incident?
Just because I don't know who's telling me to put my gun up, and as past experiences, those cars are stolen quite frequently, and you never really know who's inside of them because the tint is so dark.
Okay. And also, during the incident, did you ever at any point see or hear any type of did you see any type of law enforcement uniforms or anything of that nature?
Um, the only time was when I was shot in my back already crawling on the ground. And then the last thing I remember was waking up at the hospital.
Okay. So, just to clarify, you were in a vehicle and you were shot and you fell out of the vehicle. And
Give him more time.
at that point, you, I'm sorry, I got distracted. Let me rephrase.
What up, Lily?
So you were inside, or at some point you were driving a vehicle or attempting to drive a vehicle. You were shot and fell out of the vehicle. And at that point, when you were
Bro, someone want me
succumbing
to
to your
stack this machine?
injuries, you saw a law enforcement official or a uniform. I mean.
Yeah, but I don't remember too much as I did have a head injury at the hospital.
Okay, so you were suffering from a head injury when you were on the ground.
Correct.
Okay, so your memory may not have served you the best, but that's up to the court. Um, Also, were you asked any questions once you were picked up at the hospital?
What the hell?
Did they announce that they were, I guess to rephrase, did they announce themselves as law enforcement when you were revived at the hospital?
Yes.
Okay. They had what?
I seen the vest and it says police.
Okay. Okay. Got you. All right. And also with the, I guess, incident with the using of the firearm. So just to clarify, um, there wasn't any point in time where you thought those officers or who, I wouldn't say officers, but the individuals inside of the vehicle were part of a law enforcement agency.
No, I did not.
Okay. Um, that should be all for me, Judge.
All right. Prosecutor, you have any more questions, anything about the first case?
No, Judge. I'm actually ready for the closing
All
statements.
right. If you want to go ahead with your closing arguments on this.
statement real quick.
I mean, if you need a time with your client, I mean, we can possibly wait because once we do these closing statements, I think that's pretty much it for the.
All right, hold on. So, what do you mean about this case?
Yeah, nah, he's stating that he
Is
wanted
it
to
in
talk to
reference
his.
to this case?
No, he is stating that he wanted to talk to his attorney. So that's what I'm saying.
Oh, he could talk. I give you a minute to talk to your attorney. That's fine. You did look over the evidence for that second case, correct?
Yeah, I already looked over the evidence for that.
I'll just make sure everybody did.
Whoever's hungry can.
Please, please.
Yes. Of course, I already know that.
Oh shit.
What?
You see that, Roman? PD looks scary. Look to your left.
Really? I think he looks small in this outfit.
These are all your sister's officers.
This is what I want. I want you guys to both, since you both seen the evidence of that last, the other case, the murder of an LEO, attempted murder of an LEO. I need you guys to give me just quick, brief rundown, your side, both sides, and then we can wrap it all up with closed arguments. Okay. We're not gonna do this like two different court cases.
Got it.
Okay.
Prosecutor, step up. Give me your opening and closing arguments about the second. I mean, the first. Yeah, the second case. I'm sorry.
And then medic, sir.
Yeah, I'm not man.
Alright.
So I need to take him to
So,
pill.
I would like to. I would like to present the next case, Your Honor. Which is case number 15246. Another attempted murder of a LEO officer.
Excuse me, sir.
All right.
All right.
Everybody had a chance to go over that evidence, correct?
Yeah. Let me look at the. Give me 1 second.
All you guys eat. What did I miss?
Okay. Yeah, I'm all right. Okay. So there were shots fired near the UA cafe, postal 360, on August the 9th, which is a day after Mr. Chapo was released on bail for the previous case. And upon arrival, the officers pulled up to the scene where multiple individuals were shooting. They hopped out of a vehicle and was shooting. And at that time, the officer ran around a corner where he was able to apprehend Mr. Chapo on scene. And I guess to neutralize the threat, he, took down the defendant. And once he got him medical treatment at the hospital, once again, they identified again Mr. Chapo, and he was found with a Howa and 5.56 bullet on that scene, Your Honor. And this was literally the day after he was released on bail for the first offense of attempted murder of a LEO of 3 officers.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I have so far, Your Honor, for my opening statement.
All right. Defense.
I just am gonna defend my client against her claims.
Say that again.
I'm just gonna defend my client against those claims.
Okay. So, all right. That's fine. Prosecutor.
Yeah.
What would you like to add about the scenario, or what would you like to tell me?
In that scenario, we have evidence. We have body cam footage. Let me double check. I could have swore.
Be careful. My ass.
Let me see. I'm sorry, Judge. I have so many cases. To be quite honest, they all just. Let me see what evidence.
If you go in the
Really,
MDW,
you know
I
you're
believe
on the
the
PD
evidence is in
side.
there, the body cam.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she's with me, Roman. Don't worry.
Okay, Nigel, I see you. I see you.
With her fine ass.
Wait, what? Who? What happened?
Nah, you good, you good there, shorty.
Wait, am I in the PD side? Oh, fuck no.
What you doing?
I'm sorry, my MDW is acting a little wacky right now.
All right.
Yeah. It's kind of.
All right. Well, I'm gonna ask the defense if he wants to go and defend his client against this while you look and try to get your MDW correct.
Yeah.
If I can, I just need a moment with my client real quick while she's doing that.
Okay.
Marquez. Marquez, you want to go follow them? Make sure he's trying to escape or anything. The bailiff.
Do your damn job.
All right.
What the fuck?
1 second. He went to take a brief intermission with his client.
Okay. I'll just... let me see.
Nah, he ain't gonna run free Chapo.
Is it any No, I got it. I saw it. Y'all got it up here or something, or yes. Was anybody? Because it looks like 4 people. Okay, FIB. Yeah, that's what I read in the report. FIB, and LSPD. Okay.
What's up, blood? Use your voice, bro. We can't read those. Oh, that's unfortunate, bro.
Here you go, sir.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. We're not a cafeteria.
Here you go, sir.
We only supply food in jail, 3 hots and a cot. You wanna go there? Alright then. Stop asking us for food then, bitch.
Oh my goodness.
Gotta respect the courtroom. I don't gotta respect you. Now go sit your ass down. And like I said, go sit your ass down.
Yes.
Can I sit down here, Lily, or not?
It don't matter either way. It's fine with me.
No problem, sir.
Yeah, I'll go after the court. Who was that? Oh, okay, yeah, for sure.
Nah. I'm not. Hold on. Not right now. What was it?
If it's possible, I guess we could reach some sort of agreement on this case. I think if you're willing.
On the entire case?
On the, just this specific incident with the, I guess, attempt on the LEO.
No. We're not gonna do that, Your Honor. Specifically because all these cases are kind of really tied together. So, if he was to take a plea deal on this case, then he would have to plead guilty on the rest of them.
Is that something you're willing to do?
I mean, I think that's just unreasonable to plead guilty on every case. I mean, I can see if you're trying to build some, even if he pleads guilty to this case, then I mean, you may be able to use it as like some sort of support in another case, but to say that he has to plead guilty on every case.
Well, you can't. It's not double jeopardy, young man, and nobody's record will be held against them unless it was due to a sentencing, which is held, handed down by me. So he wouldn't get upcharged in any other charge, or it wouldn't charge him to have a RICO case, anything like that. That has nothing to do with it being tried for it. He can't be tried again.
Well, I'm just saying, like with his image, like with his record, they could try to say.
Well,
he's this type of
He's
individual.
always
Yeah.
eligible for an
Conspiracy to run
extension.
a criminal
Okay.
organization, sir.
Okay.
That's if
We are
convicted.
placing
If
RICO
that's
charges on you,
phrased
sir. You will be.
case may be.
Well, I guess what we're trying to see is like if he pleads guilty just to this case that he could just get a reduced possession of a class 2, because in the footage there's kind of like a close proximity type of situation, and there may have been confusion on who was who. You know, the officer did fire at my client first, so you know, if we could just work some type of agreement, he's willing, I guess, to plead guilty
No,
to possession of class 2.
Judge, Your Honor, I'm not accepting no deal. They weren't even. The officers wasn't even in looking at Mr. Chapo. He literally came around the corner and started firing. You know what I'm saying, at the officers.
You're in the footage. Your officer fires at my client first.
Do you have the same? Are you looking at the same footage?
Correct. If you're referencing the initial shooting,
the
where
shooting
the
that's in the
individual was shooting from
MDW.
the street.
No, I'm talking about in the evidence in the MDW.
Yeah,
Did you look at it?
I'm talking about the video from the incident
Okay,
on his
so
MDW.
from the angle that I'm looking at, it looks like they have another suspect cornered, and Mr. Chapo came behind their backs. Their backs was turned, and he started
Oh,
immediately
so you're
firing them.
saying that's what I'm saying. So you're saying the initial individual is my client. Is that what you're insinuating?
It was 4 of them, and they were able to catch one of them. And my thing is, if your client ran away, why would you come back to the same scene and fire at officers? Just make it make sense.
That's kind of hearsay, because really what I'm trying to see.
Okay, what was his reason
saying,
for shooting at the officers, sir?
I'm asking you though. I'm asking you.
Joe, he
questions.
calling
So,
me.
Okay, Judge, Your Honor, he
are you
asked, was I gonna accept the deal in this case? The answer is no. I would like to go ahead and proceed.
All right, we're gonna move forward.
She's so badass.
Could I have
Yeah,
a
can
minute
we
to
have-
speak to my lawyer?
Can we have a moment? Your
Yes,
Honor?
sir. I'm gonna take a brief, short recess.
I think he's supporting Chapo on the low.
The fuck is Ethan?
All right, prosecutor, go ahead. Are you going to accept this deal or no?
If he's not gonna
Not
plead
for
guilty
example.
to all the charges,
bro.
then no.
WPD's
Defense.
Why is the officer
Yes,
smoking a vape in here?
my client is not pleading guilty to, or if there's no plea deal, then he's not pleading guilty.
Can we be professional here, y'all? Shit.
Okay, did you
Shouldn't
want
be
me to
cussing in court
finish?
either.
Cause I mean I was looking at the.
Closing or
I mean, open. Yeah, open. Oh no. Okay, so are we doing evidence? We going over evidence now?
I've already went over it, so you can discuss the evidence. You know, do it play by play if you'd like.
Okay. So, yeah, I think I'll do it that way, Judge. So, play by play. Looking at this evidence, the police had a subject in custody, and they were all standing with their backs turned. One officer even pulled out a taser. The other one had a billy club in their hand. So for him to state that an officer was pointing a gun or anything of that nature would be false. Like I said, the
Objection.
officer's backs was turned, and
On
you
what
literally
ground?
see him come
Argumentative.
behind
She's trying to
and
use
immediately
statements.
fire,
Prosecutor.
killing one
Do you
officer,
not hear me?
and another officer hopped in the
Hello?
car, came around the corner, in which he also fired at that
hear you,
police
Judge.
officer, and that officer was able to take him down, subdue the suspect, and you know what I'm saying, neutralize the situation.
We hear
Hold on. Hold on.
Can you not hear me?
She probably can't hear you because she's looking at it on something else. So
Yo.
I'm sorry.
yeah, she probably can hear
There
you.
you go.
Okay, you were looking at something and doing
Yeah,
a
so-
play-by-play. He objected.
Oh, okay. What did he object to? I'm sorry.
The point you were making where you're saying that I said something about my client or whatever, that's just argumentative or hearsay. Like, are we talking about the actual footage or are we talking about what I said?
I believe I was talking about the footage that the officers' backs were turned.
Okay, so the officers' backs were turned.
Yeah, she was describing that.
I was describing the situation.
But she's
Okay,
using
so you don't have
references
to
to
say
my client.
anything what he says. You could just play by play. You don't have to say he said this or he said that. You could just let it go.
Okay, I'm sorry. But back to the incident. Do I need to go over it again, or did everybody how I described this?
I got what you were putting down for sure.
Okay, all right. Then I think that's pretty much it.
Hey, get her number for me,
Okay,
okay?
is the, I guess, arresting officer in this case here, Mr. Javin Mazurski?
I don't believe he is here. Markel, do you know if he's here? Yeah. Oh, no, Mr. Javin.
No, we're talking about
No, the officer. You know if he's here?
He's not here, sir.
Okay, so that officer is not here, Judge, Your Honor.
He had to take a leave.
Okay,
all the crime.
Well, I guess another question I have for the prosecution. So do I have to bring her to the stand, or how does that work? Or
I'm
just
a
question for the
prosecutor.
court?
Why would I be called to the stand as a witness?
Well, I mean, I would want to cross-examine the officer, but he's not here. So, also just to clarify the charges, because it seems from the statements that she just made, she's referencing that these charges are from the initial shooting in the video, and she's claiming that that's my client.
Well, I mean, you have a officer over there that you can call to the stand as a witness, but I mean,
I'm just asking people who are on the report. Are these officers? Sorry about that.
Okay, so it wasn't just it wasn't just LSPD. It was FIB. It was a lot of people. I don't know who was there for the initial shooting,
But what was provided as evidence? Were these officers included in the evidence?
No, those officers. That's what I'm telling you. Yes, FIB was included. That's how I know that they were there.
So is anybody from FIB here?
No, they are not. That's a whole another jurisdiction, sir. They was just with. Okay, sir. What I'm trying to explain to you
represent for my officer.
FIB and LSPD were working together at the time. Now, however, the officer Javin is not present in court today. He is on leave. Therefore, any questions that you have for him, perhaps you can ask a senior officer. But other than that, I don't know what you expect from me because I'm the prosecutor. I'm not an officer.
Well, the reason I'm asking is because of, like I said, because of the statements that you made. You're saying that the charges
he is charged with the attempted murder of an LEO. He literally tried to shoot the officer on camera.
You guys aren't going to argue back and forth in the courtroom at all. If it's not your turn to ask questions or cross-examine, you're not going to talk unless you're objecting, and then I will give my decision and you'll remain quiet after. Both of you. This is not an argument for you two to win or lose. This is about a young man, his lives, and officers whose lives were put in danger.
Yes, Your Honor.
Understood, Your Honor.
So, just to get back on track, the reason that I guess I'm asking about asking the prosecutor a question because of the basis of the charges. From I get it, like I keep this is why I keep asking the question to clarify. Are these charges being brought up on my client because of the initial part of that video? Are the claim is the claim that my client is the one that shot the officers initially? Is that why he's being charged?
The charge that he is facing is attempted murder of a LEO. And if you seen him, exactly.
Okay, but that's what I'm asking. I understand. I don't know why you keep. I don't know why we keep saying his charges. I'm not asking about what his charge is. I said the basis. I said, is LSPD claiming that on that footage in the, I guess, around the, I don't know, 25 to 30-second mark where the initial officer is shot, are they claiming that that is my client? That's what I'm asking.
No, or he would be charged with murder of an LEO. Those guys died. He's been charged with attempted murder for the evidence that's posted of the body cam. Attempted murder.
Right, and then so that's what I was getting at. So just like when we were talking about the plea agreement, they're saying that he knew that they were LSPD or things of that nature. My client didn't shoot at LSPD. If you watch the footage, okay, I won't say that he didn't shoot at LSPD, but if you watch the footage, the officer fires at my client first.
Your client ran around the corner with a class 2 weapon in the middle of their crime scene after officers just had got shot. Do you expect him not to shoot?
So
Neutralize the situation, counselor?
Was my client considered a threat? Was there shell casings from my client? Was he GSR positive?
Yes, your client was a threat because he had a gun out, drawn, and was rotating on the ground like he was about to fire at
Your Honor,
the officer.
brandishing is a crime, but it does not make you a threat necessarily. Now, aiming a gun or shooting a gun could make you a threat, but just brandishing a firearm does not necessarily make you a threat.
Why did he run around the corner when the police left?
Prosecutor.
Okay, I'm sorry.
This is not an argument between the two of you. If you have any questions, defense, you ask me. If you have any objections, you object. That is it. That is all. This is my last warning.
Yes, sir.
Defense, you go ahead and finish with what you were saying. If you have any questions, I was in law enforcement for a long time. I can answer any and almost any question you ask. So.
Okay, perfect. So I'll just relay my questions to you, Your Honor. So, just in this incident, reviewing the footage, they're saying that it's attempt murder of an LEO. Now, in my opinion, or I guess for me defending my client, because my opinion doesn't matter, but me defending my client, I feel like there's room to say that he was not attempting to murder a LEO.
Objection, Your Honor. That's an opinion. That's not a fact.
What I want you to do is, I want you to just make your argument. He's going to make his argument to me. Again, I am the judge and the jury in this case because this is a bench trial, not a jury trial. So again, you will present it to me. If it's in a, I'll make that statement made. Anything you want to rebuttal against, you write it down for when it's your turn, ma'am.
Okay, so then, all right, Your Honor. So basically, I'll just wrap it up. So, in my client's defense, just based on the footage, he was fired upon first. He may have attempted to defend himself, or he may have been frightened by the interaction. There could have been numerous, reasons why the interaction went the way that it did. But, just from the footage alone, my client was fired upon first, and I just would like to say that I guess the charges I feel should be reduced. If they want to charge him with possession of a class 2 and things of that nature, like for brandishing, because if the officer would have communicated and said, "Oh well, stop, freeze," whatever the case, you know, there may be room to say, okay, well, he was unlawfully trying to, you know, do something that he shouldn't be. But in this case, I mean, I feel like there's room to say my client is not guilty of attempted murder of Elio.
All right, is that all you have to say?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Prosecutor, now you come up say whatever you like, but do not argue with him. Defense, if you have anything you want to rebuttal after this, I will allow you one brief statement because you are to go after the prosecutor to defend your client. Do you hear me?
Yes,
If
Your
you
Honor.
have an objection, leave it to yourself. This is her final statement, her closing argument. She's going to allow me to understand her point of view, give me her side, and then I will go from there, all right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Can't hear you. Speak up.
Is this a closing argument or is this closing the evidence? Because I mean, we have one more case after this one.
The other one
Say that
probably.
again.
The other one probably irrelevant, really.
Are we doing closing arguments
Yes,
or
ma'am. Closing arguments. Give me everything you got for both of them.
so we're not gonna bring up the last case, the possession of the class 2?
That was after the
This
shooting
one.
body cam.
Yeah, that's after this one. When he was released on bail for a second time after 2 attempted murders.
I believe it's not necessary. Honestly, he's not taking a plea bargain. I believe you should just wrap it up. Give it all to me. I'm gonna take it as it is.
Okay.
We've
Cool.
all seen the evidence. We've all looked over it. We've all seen it all.
Okay.
Give me what you got.
All right. So basically, for my closing argument, Your Honor, Mr. Senior Chapo, in the first case, didn't fail to give my officers a chance to finish announcing themselves as officers. He openly admitted in court to carrying an illegal firearm. He also admitted to not being the having the best relationship with LSPD, which makes this a premeditated incident. And Senior Chapo's intention was to purposely shoot at
Objection.
Relevancy, bro.
Sir, I'm gonna just allow her to speak.
Oh, okay.
If you have
Sorry about
anything
that.
you want to rebuttal, write it down.
Anywho, Senior Chapo's, and I think I've proved today in court that Senior Chapo's intentions was to purposely shoot at officers Blick Down, Paul Johnson, and Trey Jones, in which you guys got their testimony today in open court. Also, I think I was able to prove with the evidence in the second case of him shooting at Officer Javin, even though he's not here to testify on his behalf, probably because he's traumatized, that Mr. Chapo is a menace to this society. He is a danger to our community, and he deserves to spend time in prison for the things that he's done to my officers, Your Honor. Also, I would like to state that while out on bond, giving him a chance to come to court and fight for his freedom, he committed the crime once again of attempted murder of a law enforcement officer. And even after getting a second bond, he was also seen again with another class 2 weapon. I would think that if a person wanted and valued their freedom, they would do their best to stay out of trouble. Mr. Senior Chapo failed to do so, Your Honor. And like I stated before, he deserves to go to prison. And the state is asking for a life sentence, but we're willing to accept possibly 2,000 months in prison, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, prosecutor. Defense, come up, give me your closing argument,
I thought she didn't want to take a plea deal earlier.
She's saying
Okay.
a recommendation for your sentence, young man.
Okay, so to address the first case, just a few things. So the charge is attempted murder on 3 LEOs. I think it's clear to see in the footage that the officers did not announce themselves when they arrived on the scene. They did not have their lights and sirens on when they arrived to the scene. They initiated them after they were on the scene. They said they were en route to a call already, so I don't see why they wouldn't have their lights and sirens on in the first place. So I don't see what the, I guess, argument is about whether they turn them on at the scene or a little bit before the scene or whatever the case. From the footage, they initiated the lights at the scene and the sirens at the scene. Also, they did not announce themselves as law enforcement officials. So how would anybody on that scene know that they were police officers? Yes, you could make the argument that, oh, well, we turn lights and sirens on, but anybody can press a button. Just because you're in a car with lights and sirens doesn't mean that you're the police. I mean, I think that's pretty common sense. So if they're only charged,
Hold on, where the hell Chapo went? I'm sorry.
If their only charge is if their only charge on my client for the first incident is attempted murder on 3 LEOs, I just don't see it. I mean, how does he know that they're law enforcement officials? The vehicle was darkly tinted. It's dark in color. It did not have lights and sirens until it arrived on the scene. And then even after the fact, when they went to pursue my client, they did not announce themselves as law enforcement. And if you listen to the verbiage inside of the vehicle during the incident, the officers claimed that they were in fear for their life and they were afraid. But from the footage, you don't hear any type of fear or anything of that nature. It seemed, if anything, that the officers were entertained by the interaction. Um, the also the statement saying that they maintained visual on the suspect throughout the entire interaction. I feel like that's completely questionable, especially with shots being fired into the back of the vehicle. They said that the windshields are bulletproof to either one of them or both of them or something of that nature. Um, I don't know how true that is, but just sticking to the, I guess, facts of it all, they didn't announce themselves as law enforcement, so I don't see how he can be charged with attempted murder on an LEO. I could see if they said attempted murder, but he did not know that they were law enforcement officials. And then to address the second case, um, the charge is attempted murder on the LEO as well. And I guess what you could just see from the footage, my client is brandishing a firearm, but he does not aim the firearm at the law enforcement official until he was fired upon. How can they say that my client had anything to do with that scene? Yes, he is brandishing at the scene, which you can detain him. You probably could arrest him for that. I mean, he's possessing a higher level type of weapon, but that's not the case. The case is attempted murder on the LEO. When the officer comes around the corner, he doesn't attempt to subdue my suspect or to subdue my client. His first option is to shoot. And I mean, he could say that he feared for his life, but my client never necessarily presented a threat until he was fired upon. So once again, I don't feel that it's attempted murder on the LEO. And also the time of the interaction, the quickness of it. There was maybe a second where you had time to identify who was in front of you and what they're wearing. And once you realize that somebody has a gun, you may not be able to focus on too many other factors going on. You might be fearing for your life. So in the second case, I just don't feel that it's attempted murder of an LEO. I mean, just based on the evidence. Those are my closing remarks.
All right, young man. Free Chapo.
Hey, did your other where did your other client go?
I have no idea. I guess they couldn't hang around.
Well, yeah, call him. Whatever, do the one out for his rest.
Are you talking about
And
Rico?
Baller.
and Suave, what happened to Suave Corleone too? He was supposed to come in here.
He never came back after the storm.
Suave
Okay.
is not back, and then let me see. What was the last one?
Rico something.
Snowballer.
Oh, Snowball.
That. Oh
Snow
yeah, Snow
Beckham or
Beckham.
some shit. Yeah, Snow
Yeah,
Beckham.
let me call him real quick.
Tell him to get his ass up there.
Hey, this is Christopher Turk, the attorney. We're down here at the courthouse. We should be finishing up soon with this case. You should could make it down here.
I mean, he got 5 minutes. If he ain't here, we put out a arrest warrant on his ass.
They say if you're not here in 5 minutes, you'll have a warrant out for your arrest. Okay. Bye bye. He's on the way.
Are you guys ready for my ruling?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I want to express, like I always do, how I came to my decision. I want to first start off by saying I feel like prosecutor and the lawyer, you guys both still need some work. And I want to thank you for giving us your time, dedicating your time to this, and making sure that we could have this due process and make things go the right way how they're supposed to go. I want to say that there was a lot of evidence, a lot of statements made. I heard everything, and based off of everything taken into account, um, on the first charge, I'm going to go backwards. First charge of murder of an LEO while out on bond, Senior Chapo.
Attempt. It was attempt, sir. Sorry.
Attempted murder of an LEO. I agree with the defense and the fact that it should have been just attempted murder because the first person in that video who initially shot at officers was wearing all black. The individual that was seen coming around that corner, Senor Chapo, was not wearing all black, he was wearing all blue. So he did have a class 2 in his hand. He did attempt to shoot. And I believe in that instant he may have not known who he was shooting at. So I'm going to find him not guilty on that charge. On the charge of attempted murder of the 3 LEOs, where the officers pulled up in the Charger, lights and sirens were in fact on. I'm not sure if you didn't pay attention to the car and you just listened, or if you didn't listen and the motor maybe have got, the best of your ears. But they pulled up lights and sirens and they said, drop the gun before they were shot at. There was nothing else for them to say before they were shot. No, they did not seem afraid in the car, but that does not take away from the fact that Mr. Chapo still wearing the blue hoodie for some reason, or wearing the blue hoodie and then the next day wearing the same blue hoodie while out on bond confuses me. I don't know if he doesn't take the system serious or if he doesn't take PD serious, but Mr. Chapo definitely is not afraid to shoot at cops, obviously. He's not afraid to shoot at anyone because before this, you were also charged with attempted murder of an LEO. So I don't know if there's a pattern here, if there's a vendetta against these officers that you continue to shoot at. But on a charge of attempted murder of 3 LEOs, I'm going to find you guilty. And I want you to understand that it will not be taken lightly. And the fact that you continuously shot at officers is what's making me hand this sentence down. I want you to know that, all right? I don't want anyone to feel like this city is a city where you can shoot at cops and get away with it. Because that is not the issue here. But, again, I find you guilty of murdering attempted murder on 3 LEOs. And I'm going to sentence you to 2,000 months in the Brookville Penitentiary.
Free Chavo, man. Free Chavo.
So we're just gonna dodge the fact that the officer lost visual of me in that car.
Lost visual. I'm gonna explain. All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna explain this to you. There was 2 individuals when they pulled past shooting. One was out of the car. Well, when they turned around, one was out of the car, one was in the car. They shot you out of the car. You were still wearing the same thing you were wearing when they pulled past and you shot at the car.
Yeah, but that's the first instance. That's not when I was on bond.
That was the first incident that made you get on bond.
Yes,
They
correct.
pulled past you. You shot at the car. They drove around, shot the person out of the car. If it wasn't you, it would be a totally different scenario. But you got in that car. They shot you out of that car.
But they
and it
lost
was you.
visual of me in that car. They never seen me hop in that car. As you can see, Officer Paul Johnson clearly states, "Where is your friend? Where is your friend?" And they still don't gain visual of me inside of that car. They just shoot.
This isn't a matter of if they're being sued for negligence or anything like that.
I'm just trying to explain myself.
So if they shot someone out that shot you out of that car and you didn't have on the same outfit that you had on, or it wasn't you that was outside of the car, I would understand that. But I don't just look at things in the front. I deep dive. So I paid attention to that body cam. I seen what happened. And I seen that when they shot you out of the car, it was you. So the officers were right, going with their mind, saying that he got in that car. Shoot, you just shot at him.
But they assumed that I was in that car. They didn't know
Well,
for sure.
Was it you or not, son?
Just to address,
From
the
my
charges.
POV on the body cam, it was you, man. God damn.
I mean, because
and that was obviously just one POV.
And the officer clearly said on the stand that he had visual on me the whole time, but clearly says in the evidence that he lost visual. Where is your friend? Where is your friend? But he said on the stand today, as we were here, sitting here all day, he said that he had visual on me the whole time.
That was one officer. It was 3, and one said that they was able to keep
if there was 3
their eye on the
officers in the
swivel.
car, why is there only one body cam from one officer?
that is a good point though, because I mean, if the officer made a statement on the stand that was false,
up here to the court
that should
for
mean
Senor
something.
Chapo?
So the officer is just allowed to lie on the stand. It's okay though.
Y'all really going against the drugs rule?
I was about to say, it's already been a ruling.
It's over with.
Freedom of speech. I have
It's
a freedom of
already-
speech.
Fuck. Your lawyer could have got my body cam out the evidence, bro.
Bro,
Yeah,
stop killing officers, bro. Just let it go.
I don't get no time served. I served.
Nah.
He didn't goddamn serve some time. What the fuck? What the hell wrong with him?
He did. I was just in the.
Judge, my client was already in
2000.
That's why he got 2,000.
That's why he only got 2,000 months. I'm gonna be honest.
Come on, man.
He could have got more. He should have got more. I'm being nice. You're not gonna kill cops in this city. Plain and simple.
I don't agree with you know, cops being killed in the city. That's not something I support.
But you're representing.
I just try to defend my client, and you know, like just you know, I know you've already made your judgment, but I do feel like it's arguable about what occurred in the incident. I mean, just because they had their lights and sirens on, they never announced their activity. Just you know, how do you know who's in the vehicle if you can't see in the vehicle?
If you say put your gun down and a motherfucker shooting at you, how are you supposed to finish your statement?
You want to know what it is? I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you what it is. The issue is you're trying to use city things to try to justify stuff, and we're not gonna do that. It's not the way court is ran. You guys want to have court cases? It's gonna be as good as it can be for what we're given. I don't know what you want me to do. Like, you're not gonna say, oh, because they're shooting. You should be thinking, oh shit, PD's coming. I need to run. Not PD's coming. Fuck it, I'll flush him. Not what we're doing.
No, I understand that, but at the same time, you know, it's just about the situation. It's like there's police vehicles that get stolen and things like that.
Bro, it's over with, bro. You don't get
It's just like that's the whole argument that I was making because police vehicles do get stolen and they do get used in crimes.
Yes.
So I don't understand why it's so like crazy to mention that.
What'd you say, your man?
No, I was just referencing the case.
Okay, Mr. Beckham, what were you charged with?
You at the station?
Yeah, he at the station.